Welcome to This Explainer. Let's just jump right in. Why does financial education actually matter? I mean, when was the last time you sat down and really thought about your financial future? Seriously. Today, we're setting the stage for a totally crucial discussion about our financial survival and how to actually build wealth in today's constantly changing economy. So, let's dive right into it.
Will I have money when I retire? I am sure you've asked yourself that at some point, right? Or maybe you've caught yourself wondering, how in the world am I going to pay for my kids' education? Or, if I get sick tomorrow and can't work, where exactly is my income going to come from for the next 10, 20, or even 30 years? It's a massive source of anxiety for so many of us, and honestly, for very good reason.
Now, what's really interesting about this is the sheer scale of the problem. We literally spend a third of our entire lives at work, but a staggering 88% of people actually dislike their jobs. Think about that. That is almost 9 out of 10 people. And it gets even more intense. 99% of people believe they should be earning more money. We are spending a huge chunk of our lives doing things we don't enjoy for a paycheck that just feels like it's never enough.
This brings us to a harsh reality, the end of secure employment. The good old days of working a traditional 9-to-5 job for 40 straight years and retiring with a guaranteed, comfortable pension, those days are rapidly disappearing due to some major economic shifts.
To put that into perspective, today, the average job lasts just 4.5 years. 4.5. This means you're going to be juggling multiple roles throughout your lifetime. Plus, thanks to tech advances and automation, companies are downsizing. They simply need fewer people to do the same amount of work. It used to be that a university degree basically guaranteed a good job, but now, employers demand highly specialized experience. You literally have to constantly learn and adapt just to keep your position.
So, what's the solution? What is financial education? Well, you can't just keep living paycheck to paycheck and cross your fingers that things will magically improve on their own. They won't. If you want to get ahead financially, you absolutely must start taking active responsibility for your money and start making smart decisions.
Financial literacy is simply the capacity to understand and manage your money effectively to hit both your short-term and long-term goals. And listen, if you're sitting there right now thinking, finances just aren't my thing, let me stop you right there. Just like learning to read or write, this is a foundational skill that absolutely anyone can practice. It is all about building positive, lifelong money habits.
All right, tip number 1, know your net worth. It's like navigating with a map. You can't chart a course to financial freedom if you don't even know your starting coordinates, right? Knowing your net worth is literally the ultimate baseline indicator of your overall financial health.
Let's break down the math real quick because it's actually incredibly simple. Your net worth is just your total assets minus your total liabilities. That's it. Assets are the things you own, like the cash sitting in your savings account, maybe some stocks, real estate, or other investments. Liabilities? Well, that's what you owe to others. Think student loans or that lingering credit card debt. Just subtract what you owe from what you own, and boom, that number tells you exactly how much you need to save to reach your financial goals. If it's low, you can strategize ways to increase it. And if it's high, well, you can focus on ways to protect it.
Okay, let's dive into the next step. Tip number 2, control and budget your expenses. Look, once you figure out your net worth, you absolutely have to track where your money actually goes. Controlling and budgeting your expenses isn't just a good idea, it is a non-negotiable necessity.
So, how do we actually do this? Here's how you put it into practice in 3 practical steps. Step 1. Track your daily expenses for at least a few months. Use a free bank tracker or even the old-school envelope method. Step 2. Choose a budgeting method that actually fits your lifestyle, like the 50-30-20 rule. And step 3, create a very specific debt payoff plan. You've got to dedicate a percentage of your income to crush debts, especially things like university tuition loans, as quickly as humanly possible. Moving right along to risk and investments. Now that we've covered protecting your money and paying down that debt, let's transition to actually growing your wealth. And growing wealth inevitably means encountering and understanding financial risk. So what exactly do we mean by risk? Well, risk is simply the probability that an event will occur that directly affects your financial health. It's a trade-off, really. Higher risk investments have the potential to make you a whole lot more money, but they can also lose value rapidly or just not pay off at all. This is exactly why researching companies and truly understanding the industries you put your hard-earned money into is such a critical pillar of financial literacy. You absolutely have to know what you're buying. When you're finally ready to invest, you've got a variety of options. You could put your money into real estate, stocks, or bonds. My advice? Stick to lower risk investments and things you actually understand when you're just starting out.
But honestly, one of the absolute best investments you can ever make is investing in yourself. Pouring money into your own skills, education, and experiences makes you far more valuable and adaptable in the long-term economy. Like we talked about earlier, the landscape is constantly shifting, so continuous learning is exactly what you need to stay employed and stay relevant.
All right, let's move to our final tip today, taking care of your credit history. Credit is an incredibly powerful piece of the wealth-building puzzle. But let me warn you, it can be a very, very dangerous tool if it's misunderstood or mismanaged.
To safely use credit, you really need to follow a few strict rules. First off, actively take steps right now to reduce any existing credit card debt you might have. Second, to actually build a solid credit score, sure, use a credit card, but you must pay it off completely every single month. Literally, do not carry a balance. And third, remember to check your free annual credit report carefully. Review it, and if you spot any errors, actively dispute them within that 30-day window. Don't just let them sit there.
So, are you ready to take control? We've covered a lot of ground in this explainer today. The trick is to pick just 1 or 2 goals, like, say, calculating your net worth, and start right now. Please don't get overwhelmed by the whole shebang. But I want to leave you with this. If the economy shifts again tomorrow and your current job just disappears, will your financial habits be your safety net, or will they be your anchor? The best time to start taking control was yesterday. But hey, the second best time is today.